Hi guys, it's Coach Lacresha, and today I want to take some time to answer some of these questions that's been coming in via Gmail. You guys are so funny. I love you guys. I really do. Yeah, y'all crack me up for real, for real. Before I get started with that, let me give a shout out to my mentor, Kansu Sheshmu Amun. Happy birthday, baby. He will have a birthday tomorrow, May the 28th, Gemini season. So you turn up and do it big Chicago style like you do, but be safe and know that we're thinking about you and we're praying for you here in Louisiana. Okay, guys, be sure, if you can, look him up on Facebook or here on YouTube. Follow him. This man is full of wisdom and knowledge. It's Khonsu, Kansu. Okay, so, anywho, um, so I got a few questions. Let's start with this one. We'll start easy, okay? This one was about my skin. Did I use any? That's funny. Y'all be wanting to know some weird stuff. Do I use face powder and makeup or filters? Nothing. See, I don't know why y'all want to know this, but there's nothing on my skin. Nothing. I don't do makeup, period. I don't need it, and I don't ever want to need it. You know, if you look closely here, you can see where I got hit by a car the second time in my life. And all of this was burned off by the pavement. It was in the summertime. It's still rough looking, but it's not discolored. It's just those little spots in there. But I don't put anything on my skin. All I use is a little bit of eyeliner and lipstick or gloss. Generally gloss. I don't generally even wear lipstick. So anyway, that's a weird question. But now if you want to know what I do for my skin, because you didn't ask that, but I steam it. I steam my whole body. I'm about to pass out. I steam myself so well. So, I don't put soap on my face. I don't even use, very rarely. It's only in the winter months that I actually use like some kind of facial cleanser occasionally, and moisture toner and moisturizer and all of that. Generally though, I don't, because I have lupus, and so at times my skin will get discolored across here and across here, and I hate that. So I have to use a moisturizer or whatever. But generally, I just steam it. I let the towel get as hot as possible, and I'll stay in there until I'm sweating out of all my pores, and then I just stand under the water and just let it rinse it, and then I get the towel and I scrub it both directions, this way and that way, and that's it. That's it, and that's all. And I'm 41. I've been doing that forever. When I was little, I had to use soap on my face because my grandma didn't play that. She was like, "That's nasty. Wash your face with some soap or something." But I didn't like that dry feeling. If I could get out that bathroom without putting soap on my face, I did. And when I got grown, it's like, no more soap. Nobody else will ever make me put soap on my face. No. So yeah. So okay, let's move on to another question. Okay, Tina, you are a trip. I don't even know, should I read this or not? Well, I didn't get your last name, so yeah, I guess I can. They should know. I probably know 1,000 Tinas. Tina asks, do you believe in magic? And if so, how do you get into magic? Girl, okay. It's funny because I know her from church, right? I wonder what made you ask me that. Okay, so, well, yes, of course I believe in magic. Even if you're a Bible believer, you have to believe in magic because that's in there. You know, it's funny to me how people can say, oh, well, I'm going to justify this part of the Bible and say that that's not really what it meant. But if you can do that with one part, you can do that with all parts, right? Properly dividing the word of truth is important for those who are Christians, which that was and is my circle, okay? But is there such thing as magic? Yes. Voodoo, hoodoo, root work, conjure, divination, necromancy, all of that. Yeah, it's real. Okay, now, when you say, how do I get into it? How do I get into it? Wow. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to get me in trouble. I know that's what you're doing. So, well, I think that, well, I can speak, let me speak from my own personal beliefs and opinions. I've been doing magic all my life and used to be mad as heck when people called me a witch. Because, or they would call me a witch, but they would basically accuse me of working voodoo. And I didn't know nothing about voodoo. And believe you me, I didn't believe that putting, like, say, cycle blood in a man's food would actually work. And then it's disgusting. It's like, why would I feed him my period blood and then he gonna kiss me later? That's nasty. If I gotta do all that to have him, I don't need him. And I mean, I would stand up, but I ain't gonna do it. I've never had to do that to get a man. It's like, for what, you know? But that did not make me innocent of the charge of being a witch, okay? But I didn't know that. It took me a long time to understand what a witch was, what magic is, and what that means, okay? And I personally don't believe it's evil. I don't believe that most Christians realize that they practice magic all the time, you know? We're so used to justifying various aspects of our life. Like, if you ever notice, if you've really been in the church circle for a long period of time, you have seen, especially if you in one of those Pentecostal, apostolic, full gospel or non-denominational type ministries where they have laying on of hands sessions and all of that. I'm sure that there's been times where you've met people who had prayed for different people and nothing happened, and then you meet other people who come in and just them walking through talking, it seemed like the whole atmosphere change and shift, and just, you know, they lay hands, the person know that they had somebody had their hands on them, that type of thing. The energy difference, okay? Well, a lot of times that's because of magic, not because of actively practicing magic from the theoretical standpoint where you're learning theory and that whole thing, but more or less like, hold on guys, my son trying to buy me something. That's sweet of him. I'll show it to you guys in the next video. But I mean practicing magic as in manipulating energy, okay? It's some people who carry themselves at such high vibration that when they come into a room, you know that they're there because they bring a certain energy with them, okay? We used to call that the spirit of conviction in church circles. The spirit of conviction is upon them and blah, 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 okay? Now, personally, and I'm not telling you something you can't verify. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all my pastor's names so y'all can look them up on Facebook. I ain't got to lie to you, okay? Bishop Lamario J. Looney and Apostle Larry Bradford, or probably just say Larry Bradford. Okay, so you can talk to them about it. I've always had the ability to see. My first pastor told me, girl, you can see through muddy waters. Like, how do you know these things about people? And it's a lot of people who proclaim the gift, but not everybody flow in it. It's not because everybody is not capable of it. It's because everybody is not open to energy. And all magic is a manipulation of energy. So if you want to ask me, how do you get into magic? You open the door to work with your energy and work with the energy around you. You know, for instance, I'll give you a perfect example. If I lay hands and pray for somebody who's having a headache, I say, you know, I command this headache to leave. You know, some of us pray in Jesus' name, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, or however we pray, you know, or I send healing virtues to this headache and it must dissolve now. Or you could do Reiki, you know, I ain't got no stones around me, that's weird. So you get you a couple of stones and you know, align them, and then you begin to move the energy through their body. You're clearing and opening chakras and everything. All of that is energy manipulation. So whether I'm laying hands on praying, or if I'm laying hands doing Reiki, opening the throat chakra, opening the heart chakra, opening the solar plexus chakra, opening the sacral chakra, opening the root chakra, you know, it's still the same thing. See, unfortunately, people don't like for people to point out that what they're doing is the same dang thing. It's different titles, maybe a little bit different in application, but it's the same thing. So if you want to really know that I'm telling you the truth, this is what you do. Sit, be still, meditate, breathe. Just focus on your breathing. It's in, hold, out. In, hold, out. And you do that until your mind slips into this place of just this moment of nothingness. And before you know it, you will feel your body moving. You'll be able to distinguish what's moving inside of you, the energy flow in your body and the energy flow around your body. You'll be able to sense it. You'll find yourself with a slight sway. And I talked about this on my tips for meditation. That's energy. That's energy. Now, when you learn how to sense energy, you can then learn how to manipulate it. You can learn how to gather it through breaths. You bring it all in. And I tell people all the time, when you start sending your intentions into the world, the reason why a lot of people can't manifest is because they're trying to manifest through a thought. Like, I'm just going to manifest through thinking about what I want, thinking about what I'm going to have. I'm just going to manifest through that. But they don't put any energy to it. Your heart is the most powerful part of your body. It is the most magical part of your body. And it is, I don't care how many books you read on manifesting, until you get your heart into it. Because this is the most magnetic part. It is way more magnetic than your brain. You know, you need your brain, you need your thoughts, your brain helping you formulate your thoughts about what you're trying to manifest. That's important. But the power, this is like the caboose, okay? This is like the electric spark when you're jumping off a car right here. So you take this and you say, you know, you gather your energy through the breath. Sometimes when I first started, I used to have to do with my hands, like I'd be in and I bring it down to my heart space, and then I go out. And then I be in and I bring it up through my root chakra to my heart space. And then I go out. Then I bring it in both ways, and I let it, while I'm holding, I imagine the power is just stirring around in my heart, and this is energy that's going on in my heart chakra, in my center. And I get the thought in my head, and I imprint that energy that's flowing inside of this chakra. And when I breathe out from my heart, and I release it into the universe. So that's the simplest way I can explain that. And if you want some other type of stuff you're talking about, you're going to have to inbox me. Okay, so one more question, guys, and then we're going to be done with that. Oh, shoot, I had closed it. 2 seconds here. I don't know which one of these questions I want to answer. I want to answer one that's kind of going to be short. Those of you who questions I don't answer on video, if you ask me a certain kind of question, I'll probably inbox you back when I have time or something like that. Okay, here's a good one. I'm going to call you JT just because of what you asked. It says, what do you do when you're married into a family that hates you? How do you handle it when you don't want to leave your wife? All right. Well, yeah, that's definitely the one we're going to close out on. And we're at 14 minutes. So, okay. So, quick answer. There's nothing you can do about another person not liking you. Not a thing in the world. Nothing. We have spent as people way too much of our lives trying to convince people who don't want to be convinced that we're worth loving, respecting, and being with, you know. So a lot of times it's now I'm gonna say this, it's beneficial when you get along with your in-laws, but it's not necessary, because you didn't marry the in-laws, and a spouse worth their salt is not going to let the in-laws abuse you, because at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody says. You and your spouse are supposed to be, all of a sudden, if you think about it from a spiritual perspective, you become one. So it's not two fingers side by side or in front of each other together. This used to be two fingers. It's just one finger now. It went from you and me to we, to us, to a unit. Okay, so there cannot be anything above that. What else is getting in there? Nothing. Nothing. The only thing in this is a bone. We're gonna call that bone God. Okay, we're gonna call that bone your higher power. It's the sustainer of it. It's in the midst of it. Okay, but these fingers can't get in between this because there's nothing to get in between. See, when you do this, people can get in between that. And this is close as a lot of people want to get. They see themselves as them, and that person is who they are, and we are together. That's okay. That's well and good. But the way to truly see it is I'm you, you're me, and I'm me. And we are there, there's no real sense of separation. It's our money, our home, our kids, our life, our thoughts, our plans, our goals, our future, our pain, our joy, our celebrations, our, tears. It's ours, all of it. Okay? No matter who is actually coming through our job, our business, it doesn't matter who is coming through because he is you. You are him. And when you think like that, when in-laws come with it's like, hey, don't be talking about me like that. That's me. You talking about me. That was my choice that you sitting here talking about. So sometimes the best thing to do when in-laws are on your case is to let the person that's in the family handle it so that you don't put them in a position to have to, fully turn against their spouse. Now, if you have, their mother and father or sisters or whoever else. Now, if you have a spouse that won't speak up for you, or whatever. I'm not saying let anybody disrespect you. You always keep people in your place. See, people might get mad if you stand up for yourself, but they will respect you because you have the gall to stand up for yourself. If the first time you lay down and be a doormat, a person will from that point on refuse to see you as anything other than a doormat. Look, I understand you don't like me, and that's fine. I don't have to come to your house, and we don't have to discuss or whatever, but what this, you ain't coming between this. I love you, but that's too far, And then the last thing is this. You should not be thinking about leaving your wife because of whoever she got in her family that's doing whatever, Even if she's not bold enough to stand up and speak to get the heat off of your back, you got to understand that not everybody is aggressive. Some people are passive aggressive and some people are just passive. And you don't even know if maybe she was the one that was being abused verbally like you are being now, before now. She might not have even stood up to her family for herself, let alone for you. So you just got to love her and let her come to her truth about her family in her own time and try to stay out their way and keep them out of your way. Sometimes the best thing to do about situations like that is to pray. Pray, not open their eyes so they can see that I'm a good person, not something bad happened to them, but pray that God would heal whatever part of their heart causes them to be judgmental. And I think that's probably the most wisdom that I can give on that. Be respectful all the time, but don't allow yourself to be disrespected. Guys, I thank you for questions. I got several more, and we're going to do more sofa time videos with questions and answers and all of that. If you have any questions, it's lacresha.hayes@gmail.com, or you can leave it below in the comments section on any video. Don't forget to subscribe and share and like, and let's talk, guys. Thank you for being here with me. I love you guys to pieces. Go have a very beautiful weekend.